Hello, welcome back to the Speaking of Tea podcast, where you listen to me nerd out about tea, read you poetry, and talk about whatever it is that you need to hear at this time. And whatever it is that I feel like talking about. And topics of conversation today are going to involve smoked cheese, my publishing. I wasn't even going to say that yet. Ah! Okay, that's a hint. My coaching programs and the new development of what's going to be a publishing company. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to talk about it even. This has been something that has been kind of simmering in the background and has had sort of loose intention, but now it's becoming a lot more real in my mind, so it's going to become real in your reality. Okay. Those are the main topics, I suppose. So I'm going to start off with having some tea. What am I drinking again? Can I? Yeah. Okay. Black Nectar. I couldn't even remember. I'm like, okay, this is going to be the tea for now. And we'll forget about it till we get back there. Good thing I know what my teas smell like, or else, yeah, I don't know. I was like, my mind's eye while I was trying to say that was like looking into all of the different containers and tea bags and all the possible things that I just looked for to make my choice. So then I got lost in that vision. But isn't smell the most powerful tool in the human body? That's what they say, right? Like you can, and I mean, say it's true, right? We get so nostalgic based off of smell, or we can be brought back to a certain place. I mean, you can see that in people with trauma too. It's some kind of a smell can bring them into a panic attack. Just, not to make it negative like that, but you can also be like, I haven't been back to my home country in 30 years, and I just smelled this baked delight that you just made, and I'm back there. I'm a little kid standing at the stall or the booth with this fresh pastry in my hand that Mr. I can't make up a name right now used to make, and all of the kids always got excited that every single Saturday we got to get one of those. It was such a privilege. Okay, so I'm gonna stop making that up there, but you know what I mean. Smell is powerful, and good thing it reminded me of the black nectar I'm about to drink. Oh, this is so good. This is a really great black tea. I got it just because the description sounded amazing. So then I wanted to get it. So description basically is that it's a black tea that somehow in its production process it has just like no astringency, like it's just not bitter. It can't get bitter, whereas people will need to be very careful with black teas because of the bitter quality. There are people who don't like tea at all because they think it's too bitter. Well, I challenge that every time because I'm like, well, tea is not, I mean, yes, it's bitter qualities for sure. I'm just so used to it. So I'll just take a taste of black tea and be like, oh my God, it's so sweet. Oh my God, it's floral. Oh my, there's all this going on. Right. If you steep it right, it's not going to be bitter. It's just going to be delicious. Anyway, so I chose this tea because, as a sort of like fun, safe choice for my customers, that there's just no bitterness. You can't make it bitter. It's just such a honey mouthfeel, like this like smoothness, and yeah, it's special. So I think I have a cloud passing over me. The problem is right now the lighting in the room kind of gives it a weird color or dustiness to the camera, and that bothered me. So I'm counting on natural light, but I think we just got a moving of clouds. So hopefully they'll pass through and there'll be a magical moment when it starts being more sunny again. Let me sip this. Let me ring my bell. Oh, oh, wow, delectable. Oh my gosh. I just feel it all here in my hands. Cozy, I can't even name it. Such a strong presence. Oh my gosh. I'm gripping this. Majestic. Like golden nectar. It's like sweet, but obviously with black tea in it, with its inherent fermentation. And then it's not like sugar, because it's not, but there's sugars in the leaves of the plant itself. But it's not actually like the sweetness of a honey, but it's the feel that is the sweetness of the honey. Oh, that's just a different experience. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Any near decision that I made against having this tea, I take it back. And my only reason to not have this tea right now is that I don't know, it's kind of a made up reason, and it didn't really have okay. So what I just thought that because this tea inherently can't be oversteeped just the way that it is, I thought it was like cheating to have it as gong fu cha. because it's pretty much going to always come out perfect one way or another. You can like oversteep it and won't get better kind of thing, and you can understeep it and it's going to be obviously wonderful, or you can do but I mean obviously in the multiple steep scenario that is the gong fu cha, right? Like well, the part of the practice of it is to do multiple steeps, so you're slowly opening up the leaves, but you're getting the perfect timing on your steeps. So it can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times that you're steeping these leaves before all the flavor has been steeped out. So I don't know. Some part of me is just like, it's cheating to have it as gong fu cha because you're always going to get the right steep. But then again, why not just enjoy a great tea? Why not just enjoy a great tea? Sorry. I'm going to just stare into your soul for a minute. Just drink great tea. That's the answer to a lot of problems in your life. You're welcome. Goodbye. Okay. Let's go in for another steep. Because while it can caffeinate me, it can also calm me down. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Clearly, I'm having fun. I am here to raise your spirit. Oh, it was fun though. I'm so grateful. On my last episode, I got a lot more views than, or at least on the YouTube, than I have on any of my other ones. I have literally no idea how many view counts I get on Spotify and Apple Music, but if you're not aware, they are the podcast is on those platforms. And I've only been doing video for the last kind of like 5 or 6 episodes now. Just to kind of, I mean, other than a couple of like Zoom interviews that I did. So those were on video because that's how I communicate with people. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I in like the last episode, I honestly just wasn't in the mood. I was just kind of making myself do it. But then I was just like so amazed, happily surprised to like look back a few days later. I'm like, wait, how did you get 74 views? Like, cool, thanks. So good. And you know what? I think maybe it was the Reiki element, which I'll do again here today because. Yeah, it felt really good for me to tune into some Reiki because, like I said, I wasn't really in the mood to do the recording, but doing Reiki, additionally with the different oracle readings that I've done on the different ones, it's something I kind of wanted to start incorporating. So I just kind of went ahead and did it. And I know I healed myself doing it, and I know I was giving to my audience. So yeah, so that's going to come through again. Definitely with this tea. Oh my God. Oh, I'm already healed. Hey, I don't know. I'm gonna do this, but I just have something really silly and random to show you. And why? I know my decisions are very random, but everything inherently will make sense. Does make sense in my life and what I do. So when I'm talking about great tea and healing energy, and well, obviously I'm silly, so I have something silly to show you. And it's healing even to experience that. Okay. I have this deck of cards, and like it's regular like playing cards, but they're not regular at all because these are so silly. All right. So you're going to probably think of Minions when you see it. But anyway, this is a 10 of diamonds. This is a Jack of Hearts. If you're not seeing this, or because you're listening to the podcast, I recommend you go to YouTube to experience these. All right. Here is a Queen of Hearts. Here is King of Hearts. Two of Clubs. The eyes are just bulging. Oh my God. 4 spades. Not spades. Clubs. 5 of clubs. Wait. Here's I'm gonna find another one. Okay, we got Ace of Spades. You're laughing at you. All right, one more good one. All right. And the 3 of Hearts. There we go. And if you are yourself like a card reader and want to set a story to the cards that I just showed you in their sequential order in which they appeared, please comment below and tell me what that reading was. I'm not remembering it. I just was looking at the silly pictures. But if you want to make a story out of it, like the types of faces, what their joke is, what they're laughing at, why the buddy is sick, I would love that. Please put that into the comments. Oh, and while I'm on that kind of a topic and visualizing YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can experience more silliness, more conversation, more healing, and all of the great things. Yeah, because big things are really going to be coming on this channel. Also on my external website, which is right now megateapoet.com, which I may be changing to rochellemecca.com to just bring more presence to my coaching services. And on the other hand, there might be a different change altogether, or possibly just a different website when time goes on. I don't know. But in my big plans that I'm really excited about. So if you've been with me before, you've heard about my coaching program, which is for poetry, and it's to help you to really dive into your self-expression and your writing style, your editing, your critical eye on, if you wrote a line but it actually just didn't really say what your heart was saying, then we will dive into that together and just really know what you want to put onto paper. So just, it's to really refine your poetry, and it's really to carry you through a journey. And it's not only that, because it's going to go deeper. It's going to go way deeper than that than just the poetry writing, because you might end up being stuck. You're like, oh, I want to write pretty words. Pretty words aren't here. There's more journaling to do. There's more emptying out whatever's stuck in your brain, whatever little details of things that are icky and stuck and that you need to let go of. So this Pen to Soul program that I have is about, you will also, I might give you prompts or guide you through really writing, just fleshing out whatever is deeper inside, whatever's going on, so that we can clear that and make space, and maybe even like a journal entry from one day of decompressing certain situations or things in your life that might end up emerging as a poem, right? And so, and because once we clear out all that clutter, that's when we're going to actually get to the meat. I guess that's what my brain just said. The meat of whatever poetry is supposed to be there. So you might even give me like a journal page that you've written, and I can just like whatever, like cross out some lines, circle some words, and be like, I see a poem out of that. So let's do that. And then we're, and I'll meet you where you're at. If you already have poems to work on, we'll work on editing, but we'll be there with you coaching, because it is so hard to just like show our family and friends poems that we've written, because they don't get it. Like, as much as we think like, oh, I keep this wonderful person in my life because they care about what I write. Well, because I'm super passionate about poetry and writing, they're going to care too, right? No, they don't. Oh, is it even worth it? Is this passion? It's so easier to love sports and people who love sports than to understand the poet. Sorry, I'm literally talking about how I have felt, okay? It's sad and it's lonely. So being a coach is to be there for you as you're doing this writing, and to cheer you on, but also properly critique you, because then your family friends are going to be like, well, I don't even know how to write a poem, so that sounds great. And then you're not getting real feedback, right? Like, that's just part of the life of it. It comes from a place of knowing literature and having read a whole bunch, and more of a sense of higher education in this way. And that certain people just don't know, like they don't get it. So that's what the coaching is for. Now, and so my plans have been about like, okay, so we're going to do this and we're going to work towards getting you to self-publish. And there you go. And then I thought more about it, and I'm like, I think I'm going to start a publishing company myself. And this is the first time I'm saying this like for real on camera. Okay. Like I'm fresh in this. And I'm really excited though. So Peacock Poetry Publishing. Like that? I do. The peacock part came from because I have a spirit guide who is a peacock. Well, comes in peacock form. I call her Peacock Eyes. And she has been many things for me. She has been like my inner child, but on the same note, she's also been kind of like the maternal instinct for me. So the part of me that will become a mother someday, right? Like, so she is connected to this kind of womb, this sort of, but also the imaginative child. But the womb is also close to your sacral chakra, which is your place of creativity, but you're also your sexuality. But your sexuality feeds into your creativity because when you get pregnant, you got a seed and it starts to grow, and that's some kind of magical creative DNA thing that's going on, right? So I'm not pregnant. I'm just gonna let you know. So Peacock Eyes, and so as a writer myself, the way that I communicate a lot more with my spirit guides is through what they call automatic writing. So I will have the journal and I'll say, Peacock Eyes, this is what's going on. Can you take my pen? And there is a difference when I ask that and she comes in and just, the words come in so beautifully and such a different stream of thought than I can possibly come up with on my own. So it's, maybe it's some kind of a mediumship thing that I call her in and she gets to take my pen and write for me. Different part of my brain is activated. If you're a person who likes to, I guess, probe a lot of questions about what spirit guides really are, because I do a lot. You can tell. Because I've gone through all the possibilities. I've gone through thinking I'm schizophrenic. Not really, but why do I hear this or communicate with this outside of me, inside of me? I don't know. Back to the point. She's the writer. But that's my inner soul speaking too, right? The more I communicate with her and realize who I really am and who I'm meant to be is also a lot of the essence of who Peacock Eyes is for me. So there we go. So Peacock Poetry Publishing. And so where did this come from? This come from when I went ahead and self-published for my trilogy of poetry books. That's Chaos of Tao, Reverse Cycle, Repeat, and Emptiness of the Way. So with the first one, with Chaos of Tao, kind of what happened was I was encouraged to make a book because I'd written so much poetry in 2020, and then I was encouraged to write to make a book, and I'm like, me? What? How? What? Imposter syndrome hit me, right? Like, I'm like, how do I get to write a book like that? Huh? I know I've always been a writer, and that's cool idea, but it sank in, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. So then I started looking into a few different publishers. To be honest, I didn't do thorough research. I didn't go and submitting my work to a whole bunch of different places. I'm a little bit more ADHD than that. So the level of commitment to that kind of research didn't go far. But the reason it didn't really go far is because I kind of felt like I reached a couple of dead ends right away. Because what I noticed from one or two places that I talked to, it was like they're going to receive my work, the stuff that I've personally, all the stuff I've written and that I've done most of the editing and prepared already. And so their programs were like, publishing things were like $3,000, $5,000 and whatever, like, so these higher prices. Right. And so that's some commitment to really, invest in, right? So you want to make sure you have a good investment. And so what I was told was like, well, we recommend this program for you because, well, you've written poetry and it's personal. So we would do like minimal editing because it's, that's your stuff. And, but then it's like, well, I think they recommended like $3,000-ish program. And they're like, so yeah, we'll do minimal editing, but we'll publish your book and you'll get some amount of copies. We will keep a certain amount of the, a good chunk, I'd say, of the royalties, and you'd have it on Amazon to sell, and we'll list it on like, I don't know, maybe they said like Barnes and Noble and Indigo and Chapters and stuff like that. Right. So, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking about it and I'm like, it's quite the investment for them to say that they won't actually have much of a hand in what's going to go on here. Right. So then I found out about self-publishing, and I've used the Amazon route. No, it's no secret. People publish on KDP all the time. So, and so that's what I ended up doing. I published on Amazon, and it was great. It was easy. Not easy because they have guidelines, they have like page layouts, they have the bleed section. So you have to get everything right. But really when it came down to it, I got to just go ahead and publish. Amazing. Cool. The exact same thing they would have done for me to spend a pretty big chunk of money. Right. So, and as somebody who's, like focusing more on her work than going to work a job, focusing on her writing work instead of going and working a job, it just made way more sense to just do that myself. And so anyways, I'm just telling you that because the spark for me for creating my own publishing company is to actually offer the opposite. So we would be doing the coaching program. I would be with you along your journey. So along the I can't even write right now because I have so much going on. And so we will work on that therapeutic processing of things and get whatever it is out of your head onto page. And then you can write the poem wherever you're at, right? Every day, every week is going to feel different in the process. But the point is, I would be there coaching you for a period of time. And then I will be doing the designing of the book, or, whatever amount of creative freedom you want. I'll be supporting you. So, I mean, I would be there to create the layout of the book. I can do all of it, right? Compile everything, peer review it, making sure all the edits are done, all the spelling and grammatical errors are all looked at, and we check all the marks of making it a professional finished product. Obviously that's publishing, right? So yeah, I just want to give people that opposite experience of like, you will be supported every step of the way, and you'll be working with me directly, and I'm pretty cute and fun. So, and then, well, I will personally have my own books then, named under a publishing company, and that's extra cool. And then so will you, and then we'll be a collective of published poets. And that's not limited to poetry, because I think that once we actually start doing a lot of that decompressing and stuff and the journaling, you might actually be wanting to end up writing your own memoir, your own like biography of experiences, because this came from me going through a whole thing in 2020 where I had to break down my traumas. I had so many things that were hanging on to me, especially from a really bad situation, having this one roommate back in London, Ontario. And that trauma from that clung onto my brain for over a year after. And I'm like, I traveled across the country. I'm in a new place. I'm safe. No contact with this person. And yet this junk is still hanging on and I haven't fully processed it. So what I did was like, I just took to journaling daily until I just got all of that lingering stuff out of my system. Throughout that journey, I ended up writing a lot of poetry, and so much that I had the confidence to write a book. Like, amazing, epic. Right? So and so like I have typed up those journals. I do have a finished technically product of what all that is. It just hasn't, I mean, I will be making it into a book at some point. And I think it would really help people who have had a really bad roommate situation, because she was just so manipulative and taking over me. I mean, it was like to the point of like taking our landlords to court because she found everything that there could possibly be wrong with this just rental unit we like just moved into. And I was just tied into all of the stuff that was going on in her head. I mean, not only the living situation, like physically in the house was starting to crumble. She would just like talk and talk and talk until I had no room to even have original thought anymore. And then she was upset that I had nothing to say. Yeah. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who has had a bad situation, and that's just me having a roommate. I mean, other people might have had something like that, like just being in a relationship, being in a marriage, being gaslighted, because that's so much of what happened to me. So yeah, that book is going to come out when I feel ready for it, I guess. It's probably, I mean, I could see that next year, especially when I make the publishing company, because then, it will have something to really live under. And that's what I want to offer to other people too, is that they will have something for their work to be represented under. And I mean, clearly I will end up talking about it on this podcast. So the other fun thing is that I'm like looking for a way to use all of my media skills. And obviously I do this podcast. I like doing videos. I like sharing just poetry. I like performing poetry. I like, I've even made music. I like being on the microphone. I do my website and everything. I've made my book, so anyways, just to like list a few of the things out loud of everything that I can do. And so if you were to work with me for this, then you would have a whole bunch of media coverage. I wouldn't just kind of put you in a big list of all the other books and stuff out there, but I would be representing you. So thanks for listening. This is really exciting for me. I'm so inspired by all of this even coming together in my mind. And I mean, I don't know, I could rewrite my website in the next week and that's what it is. Because honestly, I made an album in 2.5 weeks because I was super inspired, and then I'm like, okay, got the picture for the cover. All right, I got the all the songs recorded. I like it. I'm gonna go and put it up now on Spotify and Apple. Boom, it's all there. Things will happen in their increment whenever they need to, but ta-da. So I just know how much I have also benefited from having coaches in my life. For me, it's business coaching because this is where I'm at. But there's all kinds of life coaches, right? Like you can have a yoga coach, you can have a poetry coach, which I kind of thought I possibly made up, but I found out that they're out there. So anyway, don't go with the flow. Anyways, like be niche. Go work with someone cool and random like me. Because I'll randomly squeal at you like that. Oh my God. Speaking of squealing, I've been like excited and happy in this past week and stuff. So had just like reasons to squeal and be excited and scream so much that I've just found these happy places in my heart with my inner child. I realized that to be truly happy, I just need to be close with my best friend Bunny, who's right over there. Oh my gosh, can we see her? No, I don't know. Anyway, she's back there. She's 28 years old. My special bun. And just realizing how important it is to have her in my life always, constantly, and represent her made me just realize that's like all I need to truly be happy. And so we like went to Walmart together. We're always doing stuff. She has her own Instagram account. If you want to follow Bunny, it's peak_a_bunny, Peek a Bunny. So go follow her because she's great. If you just need some stuffed animal love in your life, yeah, that's what you need. So anyway, back to the squealing a lot. I was happy. I was squealing. I had a date coming up, and so I'm like, I love metal music. You know what? I'm gonna go listen to some of my favorite songs. And I think I was really in the Alisana mood at that point. Anyway, so I put on Alisana and I'm singing and screaming along. So I'm practicing my screaming vocals. And I honestly really needed that just to like get all this excitement and squealing out of my system. And it's just a really good outlet for that. No, I'm not going to do it right now. But I'm like low key, I'm going to start a metal band soon. Yeah. That's a side project. Yeah. I'm just going to let this like law of reception come in for me. So maybe I'll just, be a little more loud, vocal about me doing vocals. And then I'm going to get my guitarist and my bassist and my drummer all backing me up. And I'm going to do poetry and metal vocal poetry. Oh, that'd be cool. There'd be like interludes of like, now it's like really chill and poetic. And then right as we're getting into the deep depths of a poem and divine, oh my gosh, I can't even make this up. One sec. Book. Any reference here? The stillness of a steady candle burning. I witnessed the massive dungeon candle swallow a mosquito. Okay, that was not a good vocal. It's different when I'm sitting here and I'll have music and it's not. Watching the candle and doing nothing. No magical supplement or spell casting. I just watched it, and suddenly a mosquito flew into the fire. I'm sorry. I swear it's better when I'm standing up and in the mood. Anyway, I've kind of blown my vocal cords just a bit because I'm not used to doing it, and I know there are perfect techniques. And like by the day, I'm like, okay, my deeper growl's not working yesterday, but the higher ones worked. Yay! And vice versa. I think right now my voice it's like at a bit of a lower register right now because I've really done it with the high vocals. Oh no. Isn't it great? Metal people aren't scary. We just giggle a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. That reminds me, I'm supposed to do some Reiki, right? Okay. I'll write in the description, in the comments, when the Reiki starts, so that if you were looking for that, we can bypass the cylinder. Well, I mean, I guess a good structure would be to say, this is where the publishing talk comes from. This is where the metal vocals talk comes from. This is where the Reiki start. Anyways, I'm talking to you about logistics that you don't really need to hear about. Cheers. Shukare. Seiki. Madosa no. Earth. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Just really feel into your body. Feel where your feet are. Feel each of your toes individually. Is your body doing something funky? If it is, just straighten out your leg, straighten out your knee. If you have to, put it out and let your knee do a little pop. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And then just run your hands along your thighs, up and down. Rub your hands together. I just want you to hold your heart with both hands for a moment. And release. If you allow me to receive, pull out any negative energy around your head. It doesn't have to be negative. We don't have to use words like that necessarily, but anything that's clinging, anything that's sticky, anything that makes you feel like your breath is being blocked. Let me just pull that out of you. Here. Give it to me. Inhale. Right. Let go. Let go. Come here. There we go. There it is. Thank you. Right. Now I'm just going to hover around my head, which is a lot like your head. Oh. close your eyes and just receive this blessing. Now I'm sending some energy to you because you are light. You are an energetic field. And even when I'm not near you, we are interconnected because everything on this earth is interconnected. Think about all of the mycelium in the ground, all of these ancient roots that connect us. If we were on land, I'm on an island, so we might not be connected by land. But we're connected in the energetic quantum field. Because if this message has reached you, then we are connected, right? And know that we are not so separate from other people. And even the people you're not close to, they still have an effect. And that's okay because we learn from our experiences. We learn and we grow and we learn how to let go. And eventually we learn how to wish them well because they're innocent and you're innocent. All of us are just souls. And if that brought anything up, give it to me right here. Hand it over. Put it in my palms. Whoever it is that you're thinking about, it's okay. We'll let that go because it's you who needs a blessing, because you carried all of the stuff that you didn't want to, but it shaped you. And somehow you're here, and somehow you can muster a smile about it all. So put it into my palms. Thank you. And I'm going to give it a kiss. And I'm going to blow it away. There we go. Does that feel a little bit lighter? Okay, wiggle your hips, sway your shoulders, pretend like you're dancing and you're just grooving with the music, whatever music it is that you like, because you can groove to metal, you can groove to funk, you can groove to EDM, you can groove to rap, you can groove to country. Anything it is that is yours. Big deep breath. Hold it. And then punch your arms out. Ah! Yes. Ooh, yeah. Wow. So much energy. Yes. I didn't see all that coming. Jeez. Okay. Whew. Have we released that? I'm going to end this Reiki now. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your energy, because whenever it is that you've end up watching this, I still felt it. Especially at the end there. Woo! It's all out. It's all out. And I intentionally bless and sage this room so that I am not the carrier of any of those things, because just like you don't need to hold it, I don't need to as well. I suggest you have a sip of tea now. Now I feel it's time for an oracle card from the astrology herbal deck. I think I read it backwards. The herbal astrology pocket oracle. By someone named Adriana Ailes. Hey, Lise. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Just going to pull the card of the moment. Whatever healing blessing that we need to hear after that Reiki. Beep, 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 beep. Don't fall anywhere, guys. Okay. Ready? Da-da-da-da. Pau Darko. Metamorphosis. Oh, that's fun. Okay. We are metamorphosizing. Oh, hey. Okay. For those watching on YouTube, here is this card. I know it seems a little bit blurry because we don't have good lighting today. Well, I was really hoping for that burst of sunshine. I'm just gonna play with this for a second here. What's the light do? Oh, see, I don't like that as much. Nope. Back to the darkness. Yay! Hi, darkness here. Nice to see you. I'm way cuter in the dark. All right, what card number is this? This is number 7 of the deck. So, okay. Discovery through darkness. Oh my God. Didn't I just praise the darkness? Sorry. Discovery through darkness. Transcendence of the known. Unearthing fear. Nonconformity. And breaking cycles. Pau d'Arco. Commonly known as Tahibo or Lapacho, is one of the most beautiful trees on earth. With over 100 varieties, this tree has been used medicinally among tribal peoples throughout Central and South America. Most commonly, the inner lining of the bark was boiled for a long period of time, then consumed as a dark, coffee-like tea. Pau d'Arco has many medicinal qualities that fall under the moon and Pluto's dominion, such as being a blood tonic and a daily tonic for strength, and also being employed for digestive imbalances, menstrual irregularities, malaria, anemia, colds, flu, fungal infections, respiratory problems, arthritis, cancer, and a lot more. Sounds like about everything you could have wrong with you. The Incas and other groups predating them were known to use Pau d'Arco as a panacea. I don't know what that means. Tribes living thousands of miles apart have employed it for the same medicinal purposes for hundreds, if not thousands, of years. Many tribes used its wood to make hunting bows, utensils, and all sorts of tools, believing that it provided great blessings of strength and resilience. Guarani, Tupi, and other indigenous tribes call it El Árbol de Vaga, which translates to the Tree of Heaven in Guarani. The Milky Way was known as the Road to Yavaga. Ooh, fun. The Milky Way, even. Lapacho is one of the great protectors of the sacred, and she is welcoming you in. Archetypally, Pau d'Arco embodies one of the faces of the dark goddess in her mighty splendor. The dark goddess is multifaceted, challenging belief systems, frailties, weaknesses, and testing at our strength. Like Pluto, Lapacho demands you rebel against the ignorance of the old self and learned paradigms that inhabit the splendor of your self-expression. Her mighty darkness provides the tools to rebuild ourselves anew, triggering instant metamorphosis. Don't fear the unknown nature of mystery. The cosmic womb, in its darkness, births all hidden potentials into existence. Trust and step in. You are being guided. Wow. That sounds, oh my God. Like, if you were listening to the earlier part of me describing my coaching program and how we get deep and dig into our hearts and use this then to even write greater poetry because we're doing this deeper shadow work. And then we arrive at this kind of rebirth, we're metamorphosizing, we're changing through this process. Wow. That was on point. I'm so amazed with that card being pulled. Wow. Pau d'Arco, if I'm even saying it correctly. I guess I'm going to have to try some of that medicine sometime. So whoever can bring me out to South America, Central South America, please take me with you. Let's go find some of that medicinal plant, yeah? Okay. No, I'm gonna read a oracle now. Sorry, not oracle, a tarot. A tarot from the Guardian Oracle deck. These Trig people. You've probably seen it before if you're watching this. Okay. Or listening, I'm sure I probably. All right. My intention is I don't care for the reversed right now because they're all going to be a mixture and I'm just going to read it upright. So I just like to set that intention beforehand so that I'm not like messing with the reading as it really arrived. And then I can flip it over freely without guilt. Okay. Wait. Or it hops out. I guess sometimes that's the case. Okay. Ooh. Oh, we got the Emperor. What an interesting card. It's so red. Okay. All right. The Emperor. Drawn upon the mountain cliff, the Emperor stands behind the lone tree as it grasps to the edge and light as the turbulence bears down upon it. The Emperor signifies that though it may feel the universe is throwing everything at you all at once, you do have grounding energy to pull from and keep from toppling. Hold on tight, and you will make it through. Aww. Be held. And, if you're watching a whole bunch of reels and looking at memes and all of your friends are sending you stuff, take a little time away from the screen and just come back into yourself. We all need a little reminder sometimes because it's addicting. I get addicted, a couple of friends that I communicate through reel, or I'll just get rolling through. It's kind of nice to have a few friends that we actually share that stuff with. The things that we're consuming, because it actually does make us pause and make connections with other people. There is some kind of value in that, but also, like there's like a particular person that like I will like. I feel like I like literally open my phone so that I can send something to him. I'm like, maybe that's not the way to go, but I should actually just ask, "How's your day?" Anyways. That's, ground yourself, get outside, stand near a tree, and let it feel like the bones in your toes have roots that are reaching down into the ground and then pulling into the earth. It's keeping you stable, and you get to soak up the nutrients down below, farther down than any hole or tunnel you'll actually crawl into in this lifetime, but down where there's all these untapped nutrients from many years and many Cretaceous periods. Apparently, whatever it is called, periods from before. All of this beautiful decomposed stuff that's now nutrients. And you're going to take in all of those good things in through those roots, and it's going to pull up into your body. And then you will feel more rooted than ever before. And sit with that for a little while. But make sure you actually go outside and do that, and not just in the space of this meditation. I will too. Okay, and I just remembered to come back to smoked cheese because I think that was the first thing that I mentioned for topic of conversation today. Okay. Smoked cheese. It's vegan. So I came up with this during Christmas time, and so what was I doing? I like to make a vegan cheese, which is a lot of it's just based on soaking cashews, and then you blend it all up with nutritional yeast and a few things. And then you get this nice cheesy thing. And for vegans, it's great. We get cheese. Yay. And so I think I was just looking up a bunch of different kinds of recipes and to just try to get something a little bit more experimental and different. And I was noticing I was interested in a smoked cheese, and then these recipes were like use like liquid smoke, and then I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't have any liquid smoke. Don't feel like looking for it. Oh yeah, I have a lot of tea on me, and I'm gonna use lapsang souchong. Oh my God. It was like the way that I did it was kind of an accident, and it was just perfect. Oh my God. And it felt really good to use tea in baking, or I don't know if you call it baking, whatever it is. But yeah, it's so good. So comment on this video for a chance to win the recipe. Comment on it, and I don't know what time limit to give, so by the time I post my next podcast, then you will get a chance to win. I'll send you the PDF of my secret recipe doing a smoky tea cheese. Yes. Okay. So the rule is comment cheese down below, or if you have any kind of other comment, just make sure you put the cheese element in there. Then I know that you're looking to win this recipe. And then I'll contact you, or I'll, comment back and whatever. Yeah, we'll find a way. So yeah, comment cheese and you can win this awesome recipe. That's good. That's the game here. Okay. One poem for the road. One poem for the road. All right. And that can always turn into like two. Oh, one sec. One sip of tea before I go on the road. No, not you again. Okay, you want to appear? Because fine. No, Alice. No. Okay, we're back. Okay, fine. The one I was kind of trying to make up screaming vocals to. It's not going to work with this one. Anyways. Stillness. The stillness of a steady candle burning. I witnessed the massive dungeon candle swallow a mosquito. Watching the candle and doing nothing, no magical supplement or spell casting. I just watched it. And suddenly a mosquito flew into the fire, and you can hear it get bitten by the sound of the flames sizzling the body. I was shocked and mesmerized by how matter can just disappear. How something with life and movement just got snatched up, nothing to show for its existence. Suddenly, a sizzle from within the candle. Something shot out of the flame. It's the body. It did not, in fact, disintegrate so quickly besides the wings and legs. The candle spat out the body. How or why is unclear. About a minute had passed. Stillness of a slow candle burning. A mystical and powerful thing indeed. Life is attracted to the stillness and thusly gets swallowed whole. All right. Here's one more on page 88. Charging moon. The moon goes charging through the night, racing across the sky. She shines in the bright light unknown to herself, encased in darkness, seeing the stars but feeling small. Craters are her eyes, hardly visible from beyond. My moon, if I could flash a mirror, you could see why we all stare. The way you glow, shifting every night. You may go through cycles, yet you always change. One moon, but never the same. Never who you were yesterday. Maybe a month ago. Maybe a year ago. You don't keep time, you just continue. Gravity got you wrapped around her finger. You'll forever twirl at her will. Is that really about the moon, or is that about you and I? I guess we'll have to think about that. Thank you so much for watching, if you're here until the end, and have yourself a lovely day.